Good morning and welcome to day number 5 here in week number 2 of Morning Momentum. This morning, we're going to be talking about timing. Can't wait to share. Let's get started. In his book, I Kissed Dating Goodbye, author Jonathan Harris makes a statement. The right thing at the wrong time is still the wrong thing. This statement speaks to the importance of what we've come to talk about today, which is timing. In his book, Developing the Leader Within You, John Maxwell relates a story that I think will illustrate what I'm trying to get across in our time together today. He shares that on February 14th in the year 1876, there was an inventor by the name of Elisha Gray who walked into the patent office with an idea that he had been working on that had the capability to transfer voice over wires. He had been working on the idea for some time, but had been dragging his feet on taking his idea to the patent office. Once he arrived at the patent office, he learned that just hours before he filed for this idea, another inventor had stepped in by the name of Alexander Graham Bell and filed a patent for a nearly identical device. Great idea, Elisha. Bad timing. In Matthew chapter 10, verse 16, Jesus instructs his disciples that they are to be wise as serpents and harmless as doves. Now, I'm no zoologist, but I've never really thought of a serpent as being a symbol of wisdom. I thought of a serpent as being something you run from very fast. However, further understanding for the intelligence Jesus is calling his disciples to example and exude can be understood by a deeper look at this word wisdom that he uses. The original Greek word that is used could be translated prudence, a very specific form of wisdom, which means to exercise caution and to use good judgment. Now, if you're studying snakes, we will discover that most snakes have the ability to be nearly invisible because they were designed to be camouflaged. And this camouflage serves as a protective covering. And even the fiercest aggressor could pass them by inches away from them, but the serpent would not likely be noticed because it blends so well into the landscape. One day I was golfing, this was a few years back, I was golfing in East County, where I live in the San Diego area, at a place called Steel Canyon. And while I was golfing, I had hit my ball down into a ravine and it had sagebrush and tumbleweeds and dirt and rocks. And I decided I was going to try to find my ball. And I remember not being able to find my golf ball. And so I came up out of the ravine going to drop a ball and go ahead and hit onto the green when I heard the familiar rattle of a snake, a rattlesnake. And I turned around, and less than 5 feet from where I had been looking for my ball was the biggest rattlesnake I had ever seen. I got scared. I thought he could have bit my other arm off. It was huge. It had been hiding there the whole time. This camouflage gives the serpent latitude to find its way around new territory, to move about freely while evaluating a new situation. Serpents will assess a situation to identify places of shelter so they can settle into that new environment. They find hiding places to protect themselves from attack. They also observe where to find the easiest prey. When all of these assessments are made, and the facts are assimilated, the serpent, the snake, is now ready to act. You know, when God calls us to something new, to move into a new territory, or to seize a new opportunity, it is wise, very wise, for us to move slowly and carefully into that new phase of our lives. A common mistake that is so often practiced is to act too quickly. Acting too quickly or acting hastily before all the facts are gathered and assimilated often leads to erroneous decision making. In fact, one serious mistake can cause us to lose out on an opportunity altogether. This is a very important element of timing, gathering information, assessing the situation, evaluating the surrounding and the circumstances. We see this in the story of Nehemiah. We've been studying this in our midweek Bible studies. People that simply jump on every opportunity or step into something hastily or don't really count the cost, as Jesus talks about, usually end up as roadkill on the path of life. When we carefully analyze a situation, it is doing what Jesus said, be wise as serpents. However, the wisdom of a serpent is only half of what the serpent is capable of doing. When the snake has identified its prey and waited for the right moment of opportunity, it is then that it strikes, because if he doesn't, the opportunity will have passed. The business world has identified this inability or inactivity as something they call analysis paralysis. A serpent that waits too long to strike will miss the moment and will ultimately not survive without striking when the moment is right. Today, have the mind of a snake. I know that sounds crazy. Have the mind of a serpent. Carefully analyze and evaluate the circumstances that are before you. And when you are certain that that opportunity is right and the path is sure, strike. Don't miss out on great big God moments because you were too afraid to move forward and you allowed analysis paralysis to set in. If God speaks to you and tells you, I want you to go over there and I want you to witness to that person, I want you to pray for them, I want you to ask them if they need a Bible study, take opportunity, seize the moment. Don't let analysis paralysis freeze you from moving forward into what God has for you. Now, I'm going to ask you a couple things this morning. If you are benefiting from morning momentum, I'm going to ask you to tell 3 people this week. If the biblical principles are adding value to your life and your day and you're moving forward with more purpose and more motivation, just share. I'm just asking you to share with just 3 people. Send it to them on Facebook. Post about it on Instagram. Send it to somebody, because our goal really is to reach as many people as we can with these principles that will ultimately help prepare people to strike at opportunity. Given the condition of our culture and our society, with all of the negativity that we see all around us, I feel like the timing has never been better for what we have launched into in Morning Momentum. This is probably something that I feel very strongly about, that we need to all be helping other people with. Send it to them. Let them know what's going on. If you're enjoying these sessions, would you do me a favor? Comment below each video. Just let us know what you think, how Morning Momentum is blessing you. I've already got several emails and texts and different ones that are saying, man, these are helping me. Thank you so much, Pastor Sargent. We really appreciate it. Just take a moment, write in the comments on YouTube, on Facebook, just maybe one valuable principle, just one valuable principle that has been shared, which has helped you the last couple of weeks. As always, God bless. I can't wait till week number 3. It's going to be awesome. Have a good day.